so long is like alchemy.
Sacramento Summer League game number 2, the California Classic. There's the number 2 pick in the draft, Marvin Bagley out of Duke, 6'11", real bouncy. And, I'm looking at this Kings roster, and, everybody was laughing at Vlade, who called them a young super team, right? And he's had some funny quotes. But, looking at them and I watched their first game as well, I can see where if you were optimistic and you were a part of that front office, you would think you would have a young super team. You see Harry Giles right there behind Marvin Bagley, Justin Jackson, De'Aaron Fox, who would not play in this game, Frank Mason III, Willie Cauley-Stein, Bogdanovich, Buddy Hield, right? There's a lot of potential on this team, a lot of youth and athleticism. Now, we've seen teams like this before where it doesn't pan out, but I think there's a lot of reason to be optimistic with this young Sacramento talent. Let's get into this game. The debut from our first round pick, Jacob Evans III, the third-year player out of Cincinnati, 6'5", about 210 pounds. Remember, he sat out game 1 with a sore big toe. I'm assuming someone stepped on it. All right, y'all, let's get into this thing. Early on, Damian Jones, another long two-pointer. Remember, I pointed that out in game 1, and the shot looks smooth. That's the most positive thing I'll say is his face-up jump shot. I'd like to see him extend it behind the line. This was the story early on for Sacramento. Justin Jackson, I always call him Josh, but he struggled in game 1, so they made a concerted effort to get him the ball early on. There's the first jumper from the rookie, and it's an air ball. It's an air ball, and the first thing I noticed about his jump shot is his trajectory is very low, very flat. Jordan Bell started off this game overpassing it, right? And a few turnovers were the result of that. You're going to see him with the makeup roofing of Frank Mason at the rim. But sometimes you've got to look for yours to get your teammates open. And, of course, Bell's not used to that playing on the roster that he's playing on. Now, here's a look at Marvin Bagley. Super bouncy, bigger than I thought, but you can tell he's just very reliant on his size and athleticism. I mean, I don't think he has a whole lot of moves. He just kind of jumps over people, and that's not going to work at this level, but I liked his juice. There's Bell again. He's predetermining the read, and he wants to make the pass, and I think guys know that. Damian Jones baseline, and here's something impressive with Bagley. The knock on him was the defensive end, and he's showing good effort, and he has the physical tools. Out in transition, Evans gets his first NBA basket, I guess you could call, summer league basket. I like how he protected the ball and scooped. Here's Bagley. Damian Jones says, no, sir. At this level, you're not going to have the physical advantage in every matchup. Here, we'll get another look at Evans' jump shot, and it's a low release again. Take a look at the arc or lack thereof that. Anthony Slater called it a Kevin Martin release, and I don't think it's that mechanically flawed, but it is a lower release point. There's Bell in the high post or a wing area getting one of his 7 assists, and Evans, I like the pace that he plays at. He seems to be, again, this is obviously a small sample size, but he seems to always be in control, and it looks like he understands changing speeds, which is impressive for a rookie. Damian did show the ability to make nice passes to the cutters running backdoor. He's going to hit 2 of these here in a row. And, he has the skills of a modern big, but it's his ticker in between the ears is what I think we're all questioning. Now, I have to confess, I was a little frustrated with this Maggette kid. 28-year-old, and I'll be real, white guy who looks like he's maybe 6 foot, was heavily dominating the basketball for us in this game. He was like in every action we ran, and I think part of it was because I wanted to see Evans with the ball more. But maybe they just told him they wanted him with the ball a lot to see these guys play without it because they know in the Warriors system they're not going to play with the ball. That may be the theory. Now watch Evans switch here. Watch him switch, right? Just showing the instincts. A lot of that stuff you can't teach. It's just instincts and understanding the game. And you see him hover over for the help and then secure the ball and push it. So I thought he showed very good instincts defensively, good hands, soft finish at the rim. Watch him come in here, crash the offensive glass, and show off the soft hands again at the rim. He's a little smaller than I anticipated, but it's hard to get a real scale of these guys in the Summer League where everybody's a tweener. Watch the instincts here. The closeout stays down, stays in front, and that's just a bad call there. I like what I saw from him defensively, and then he's stronger. You can see in his physique, he's not going to get bumped by like you see maybe Patrick McCall does. There's another three and another brick. So the shooting maybe not as good as advertised thus far. Bell in the post, and he wants this. And this is coming along, man. That looks pretty. The one thing about Bell and his jump shot, I think he has to kind of predetermine it, right? He can't just kind of see what's happening and then take it. He really needs to have his mind made up that he wants to shoot the ball. But he'll get better. Here's Harry Giles at a Duke. Back-to-back knee surgeries, roofed at the rim. Very aggressive player. I like him if he can stay healthy. Bell, the extra pass, and Evans finally knocks one down. You can see the arc on that much higher than the first couple. Jordan Bell and Damian Jones defensively were outstanding against these two young Duke bigs for Sacramento. You see him suck up the space. He had 4 blocks. And Jordan Bell, with the positive is he's starting to look like he doesn't belong in Summer League. Now, he's not a big-time scorer, right? But he's just standing out. And there's the miscommunication pick and roll with Evans and Damian Jones. But Bell's standing out like, yo, this dude's an NBA player. And that's what you want to see. There he is again, verticality, getting the stop. And he was easily the best player on the floor all night. Now, Justin Jackson, probably the best king offensively. He has a irky-jerky game, very long. I like him as a scorer. Probably as a 6-man, but I like him as a scorer for them. Now, let's take a look at Damian Jones. You see that back foot? That needs to be spun back around so he can be on balance. See how that back left leg is still back there? That keeps him off balance, and he moves it late, and it just drags it. And his ISO game, man, is non-existent. I almost feel like they shouldn't even go to him there anymore. I know they're trying to develop it, but I think the overall story of the game was defensively, Jordan Bell just being the catalyst and getting us out in transition. Look at him finish this one up, just nonchalant hammer at the rim. How about another look at the newly formed mid-range jumper here? This time he doesn't even use a crab dribble. Watch, reverse pivot right into it. And the next stage will be the jab step and rip through off of that. And then how about this, man? This one had me out of my seat. And dare I say it, you know, we talk about the Draymond comparisons. I think Bell potentially is going to pass up Draymond as a shooter. It just, the stroke looks a lot more pure. Here's Damian just getting bullied at the rim offensively. He's not a quick jumper, right? And then his we've talked about the motor, but not being quick off the ground doesn't help at all. Here's Marvin Bagley and his Pumas. And you got to like the kid's confidence. He was like 3 of 12. He pulls up off the dribble for 3. Here's Evans in control, taking contact and finishing. Very low below the rim, but still finishing. Damian in the post, and this is what I'm talking about, man. Like at this point, he's had enough development through our system where if that's not going now, I think it may be time to just fit him into more of a JaVale role where he never looks to create his own shot. I like the outside shot, but as far as throwing it into the post, I don't think it's a no-go. Jordan Bell, though, my God, the jumper's grown by leaps and bounds. And like I said, I think eventually he will be a better shooter than Draymond. Some of the intangibles Draymond brings are unmatchable, but skill for skill, Bell is catching up. The gap is closing. You see the putback there, and he was dominant in this game. Happy 4th of July, y'all. I'm out.